Good morning, guys. Today is April 12th, Sunday, Easter Day.
Easter Sunday.
We are super excited for today. In this entire quarantine, I don't think we've been this excited or looking forward to a day. We have a lot planned, we have a lot to do, and we're gonna take you guys along with us to see how it goes.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter, guys. The first thing I'm doing, obviously coffee. The second thing I'm doing is we gotta get this meat out of the fridge, which I've already grabbed, and put it onto the counter. And look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. So here's a quick clip of what I did yesterday to set this meat up.
Happy Easter, guys. By the time I get this video up, it's probably gonna be after Easter, but I still wanted to do this whole thing about showing you how to cook a great Easter dinner. We're doing it just for two, but our meal is gonna be so massive, probably could feed up to 6, regular people, but maybe just me on a hungry day. But we'll have a lot of leftovers. So, this is the day before Easter. This is actually Saturday. And what I'm doing today is I'm gonna marinate what we got here. It's a beautiful piece of meat. Let me show you. This is a Black Angus bone-in rib roast. Look at that, that's beautiful.
Look at the marbling.
This side is even more gorgeous, as we can see it right there. All that beautiful color, the fat. Angus always has a lot of flavor. Now, what you wanna do is you wanna get it marinated the day before, so that way it rests and it can actually penetrate the flavors into the meat as thoroughly as possible. Since we're gonna roast it, we want that to do that like the day before. Anywhere 24 to 36 hours is perfect. Now what I'm using is these Grill Mates sauces. The sauce mixins. This Montreal steak is always my favorite seasoning. And all we're gonna do is tear it open and we're gonna put it into a little cup. Makes it a little bit easier to squeeze out. This beautiful sauce, and we got to get it inside. We can get it on the outside, and that'll be just as good. And I'm gonna do that with my second packet. But I put it in this coffee mug, and I have this little needle here that's going to absorb it, just like that. Plug it right in there. So now we got a little bit in here. We're just gonna inject it right in there and squeeze a little bit, and then in the next spot, squeeze in there as well. Go in the next spot, and you're gonna squeeze right in there as well. Just getting a little bit of flavor everywhere you can. Well marinated on the inside. The outside is also what really matters. And now we're just gonna take that same sauce that's already in there, maybe add another one, and just coat the entire outside. So what I'm gonna do now is take a fork and just kind of pierce all the meat. This is gonna put the flavor deeper into the meat like we did with the needle. It's also gonna tenderize it even more, kind of break up all that sinew, make it a little easier to cook. And we're gonna store this overnight, and then by tomorrow, this will be nicely marinated.
Now all that flavor that we did yesterday has infused into the meat beautifully today. Now what I want to do with this meat is let it sit here and get back up to room temperature. That way by the time I actually put it in the oven, it's not fridge cold, it's hopefully closer to room temp. That's gonna provide a lot more flavor and cooking consistency when we actually decide to roast it. Right now, it's time for church.
Look, this boy already got himself all uncomfortable.
Oh, did he?
Bubba's a church-going boy. Right? Good Christian boy? You ready for church?
I know to be true is that Jesus has given me everything. So knowing that he gave me everything, if he's asking for me to just give back a very small portion of it, which is giving. And this time more than ever, I want our church to be a church that is excelling in giving. Not just to the church, but giving to the church so that the church then can excel in the giving out.
So guys, we just got done with service and we go to a church called Oasis Church, Chicago. And it was a really, really powerful message and a powerful time for worship. Kind of diving into this spiritual journey that I've been on recently with Christianity. This whole idea of Easter being religiously significant to me is brand new. And if it's if you're like me and you're going through most of your life kind of unsure and uncommitted, as they said in this message, following the uncommitted king, it's time to re-examine that. I think we are at a point in history unlike anything before, and I think we need to re-examine a lot of things about ourselves, but most importantly, what it is we believe in and what it is that we want to go forward believing in. But unlike me, Paulette has been celebrating Easter for a long, long time. What did you think of the service?
I thought it was really good. I mean, like John said, I grew up in the church. I mean, there was never an Easter Sunday or any Sunday really that I wasn't at church with my parents. It's like John has said in multiple videos that this time of quarantine isn't just, you know, we're just staying at home, but there really is, you know, I think darkness happening behind the scenes that we can't see. There's a lot of things going on right now, good and evil are at war with each other, and we can't see that. We're just stuck at home, or, you know, it's behind closed doors. This holiday, Easter Sunday, not only does it celebrate Jesus' resurrection back then, it celebrates his resurrection today, and that he always has the victory. So whatever darkness is happening right now in the quarantine, you know, we already know that we're gonna come out of it strong, and we're not because, you know, of you or me, but because of Jesus and how he's already got the victory.
So if you guys still watching this and just going, this is a lot of foo-fooey, a lot like I would have a year ago, I encourage you, it's an hour of your time. The link is down below. You can find the same service that we watched, and maybe you watch and maybe it strikes you and maybe it doesn't. But at the very least, I implore you to take some time out of your day, take some time out of your life, and re-examine what it is that you're following, because if your heart is in the wrong place, it's going to be a real hard struggle right now, even more so. And if you're feeling fearful, if you have a lot of anxiety, if you're feeling the isolation strongly, there's something there for you. And at least there was something there for me. God bless, guys. Now let's get to the fun part. Let's start cooking. We've got a lot on our plate. We got to cook quite a big meal. We're gonna Zoom with the family, and we're gonna be celebrating Easter all day today.
And you'll see my chocolate dessert.
Now we gotta start cooking this bone-in rib roast. Look at that. Look at that marinade from before. It's absolutely beautiful. Now this is a broiler pan, and the way a broiler pan works is you've got a little base, and then you got the little top baking pan. You put that on top, and it gets to cook on the underside as well. There's no flat part of it. It cooks on the inside, and all the juices that might be collecting are gonna go right through. It creates a really crispy outside while really cooking the inside extremely well. So we're gonna take this and put it right on there. Beautiful. All we're gonna do is we're gonna put it in the oven at 500. Super hot oven, super hot oven. We're gonna put it in there for about 15 minutes and then check it to see if the outside has gotten to the crispiness level that I enjoy. Really get that browning on there that I want. The marinade is beautiful. The inside, the outside is all really well flavored. Let's get started with that. All right, 15 minutes gone by. Let's check out this meat. Look at that. This is perfect. Look at that little bit of blackness there, that beautiful color. That's 15 minutes at 500. This thing got super cooked. The inside though, totally raw. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave this sitting here for just a few minutes while the oven gets back down to temperature at about 325, and then that's where we're gonna cook it for a few hours. So what would Easter be without a little trip to the park with good old Bubs? So one of the side dishes that I'm making today is mashed cauliflower. So instead of mashed potatoes, we changed the vegetable into cauliflower. This is a huge head of cauliflower. I've got 2 of them. We're gonna be making a lot because me and Paulette are huge fans of this side dish. Now, the first steps is pretty easy. Just gotta break it down, cut it into pieces, take the leaves off, make sure we get rid of all of those, and then we're gonna put it into our Instapot where it's gonna cook super quickly, steam it, and then we're gonna put it into our blender and blend it all together into a nice mash puree. So that's it, guys. A real rough chop. It doesn't really matter how small you break them down because once you put it in the Instapot for a little bit, they're gonna turn into basically mush. Now the Instapot does come with one of these. This is pretty important to use. You can put that in there and it'll just lift all the cauliflower off the bottom. You do want to put a little bit of water in this though. Just a touch of liquid inside the pot provides the necessary moisture to actually steam it. We're gonna stick everything right in here. Now we're just gonna stick this whole thing with all the cauliflower stuffed in, put it right in there, and we're gonna plug the bad boy in. That's it. Pick the top, close it in. All good to go. We're gonna pick the steam option, and 6 minutes seems fine to me. So we're just gonna hit the start button right there. 6 minutes doesn't seem like a long time, but the fact is, this is a huge amount of pressure in here, and once it actually steams up, 6 minutes is plenty of time. And we don't actually want it to be fully, malleable. We do want a little bit of a crunch in there, so when we blend it, it does give a little bit of consistency to it. The rib roast has been in there for about 2.5 hours. It's right about 238 right now, so 2.5 hours is a great amount of time. It's getting up the temperature. We're starting to put everything kind of together for the final meal, and hopefully around 3 o'clock. The cauliflower just started. Now it takes a while to warm up. Once it's warmed up, it's got the pressure in there. So you got 4 more minutes. We're gonna cook up some asparagus with a little lime juice on it, some lemon pepper on top of that, along with a very easy, simple onion, tomato, and cucumber salad with a little bit of balsamic dressing. It's gonna be tasty, it's gonna be easy. Cheers, guys. Tasty. So for the asparagus, we're gonna do a roast on the asparagus. We're gonna take off the tops here and then cut off the stalks. The bottom of the stalks are pretty hard and you gotta cut them off. So all you gotta cut off here is just a little bit of an inch or so. The more you cut off, the more tender it's gonna be. That looks pretty good to me. That can all be thrown out or used separately. I'm just gonna throw it out because I don't really need it. This, we're gonna put right on top of the pan. An important aspect of it is to make sure that you spray the pan down, otherwise it's gonna stick to the pan. And that's not what you want. A little cooking oil, spread it out evenly, and do another spray on the top. Take your lime, and cut your lime, and right over the top of it. Okay, 0 juice in that. 0 juice in that. Let's try the next one. There we go. Now the lime is going to add a little bit of flavoring to it, the right amount of acidity, and it's also going to add a good base for the flavor of the lemon pepper. Now you can always use lemon. I like lime. We got some lemon pepper adobo, and we're just going to sprinkle that right over the top. And that's it. Give it a quick shake. And we'll wait until the roast is out, and then we're gonna put this in at about 450 degrees for about 15 to 25 minutes, depending on the exact thickness of the stalk. So Paulette's starting the dessert, and you gotta be able to see that shortly. But here's the cauliflower, it's done. This is the best part. You press a little button, and it's artistic. How cool is that? So what we're attempting right now to do is to connect to our parents who are a little bit less than tech savvy to
to a Zoom chat. So maybe we'll be able to get it connected, but that's pretty much the whole plan. We're gonna have Easter via Zoom. Let's see if we can get it working. Look at that, it's actually working.
Well, I'm doing well. You guys eating? You eating right now?
No, we didn't. I'm starting earlier, so I did wait. Oh, hello. Thank you. Thank you. I miss you, Mom. Look at this crust, Mom. Look what I'm baking.
So we have the beautiful Romanian salad all good to go. All we gotta do is add a little bit of this balsamic dressing to it. Mix that all together and that's gonna be ready. Right now we've got the rib roast that's about to be done, and then we gotta get this cauliflower mashed up. So while the Zoom meeting is still going on with the family, I'm just about to finish up the cauliflower. The meat's resting, and we're just gonna take a little bit of this garlic in here. This is just minced garlic, and we're gonna put that in there. We like it garlicky. So that'll be in there. Add a little bit of seasonings and mash it up, and it'll be done.
Leave some for me.
Oh, that's good. Perfect. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, it's falling apart. Get all the nice little strings off. Get both of these out of here. Oh, look at that. The bones fell off. Look at that. The bones literally fell off.
Ew, I'm like not enjoying this.
Oh, Rachel!
Whoa!
So here's the final meal, guys. Look at this cook. I use a meat thermometer to get it perfect, and this just comes apart. These bones fell off as soon as I even touched them. Unbelievably tender. Great cook on the inside. That's about a medium, also almost medium well. It's perfectly cooked. A beautiful Romanian salad. Excellent cauliflower mash, and of course our asparagus. Now's the best part. Time to eat.
So tender, so much flavor, good crispiness on the outside where it's nice and I got a little bit of burn on there. Salad. What do you think of salad? A little bit of asparagus.
So we just got done with dinner and the Zoom Easter, and I really enjoyed it. What'd you think?
It was really fun. It was a good time.
I mean, for a quarantine in which we can't really be together, we can't cook together, we can't do everything we normally do every single year, to at least be able to do a Zoom and cook an incredible meal and get together, it still felt kind of real.
It did.
It didn't seem, you know, digital or fake in any way. It felt good. But saying that, I can't wait for next Easter when we actually do get together.
I can't wait either.
What was your favorite thing, Trey?
Cauliflower mash.
Always the cauliflower mash. Always the cauliflower mash. Well, thanks so much for joining us on this Easter Sunday of 2020. It was definitely interesting. We made a lot of great food. We had a Zoom that we've never done before. I would love to hear how you guys celebrated Easter, if you did celebrate Easter, with the whole quarantine going on. So in the comments below, write down what you did for Easter and write down what was your favorite dish so I can read it and digitally enjoy it with you. Cheers, guys.